to talk about GitHub Copilot. I recently got to play with it. I signed up, like it's in this preview thing, so you have to sign up and they have to, approve you signing up or whatever and to give you access. But I got access in the middle of my workday just a couple days ago at the end of the week, Friday. And then the rest of my day was gone, and I hope my boss doesn't mind too much. He'll be fine. Because I was playing with this thing, and it's really cool. Like, I kept running over to one of my coworkers being like, oh my god, you just did this! Like, it's just kind of mind-blowing. So if you're not a programmer, this video will be a little weird, but before you go, there is something that will make a lot of sense. So, this thing, Copilot, is based on a technology called GPT. I honestly don't know a whole lot about it. I knew when it came out, GPT-2 came out, and there was a fun news story because, so what it is they've trained this, AI, whatever. Again, I don't know much about the topic. I watched some YouTube videos, but it's not something I've formally studied or even really played with much. But they trained an AI on just tons and tons of text from the internet. From, I think Reddit was a big source that was mentioned, but just all over, forum posts, recipes, anything online, anything and everything. And the goal was to improve, I think this is right, I'll go look this up in case I'm misspeaking, but the goal, as I recall, was to improve like the text prediction on your phone, where you would say, meet me at, and your phone is like, do you want to say and you're like, no, I want to say 6 p.m. and whatever. The suggestions aren't very good, right? Until you've typed a few letters, then it gets better. And they're like, maybe we can improve that. Again, I think that was the thing that motivated GPT. Whether or not it was, what they ended up with was something that is like that, but a bajillion million times better, and is capable of like understanding what you're talking about, understands anything and everything that anyone has ever talked about on the internet. It's really good, including, unfortunately, it learns to be a little racist sometimes. They had to like untrain that out of it and stuff. I mean, anything that people have been talking about on the internet, for better or worse, it learned about and can complete text. Again, in startlingly accurate ways. So I just thought I'd do some examples. There's a lot of these GPT-2 online sites with, some of them have nicer looking UIs. There's one called Write with Transformer that looks really good, but is really slow. I'm not super into it. This one looks really basic, but it generates a lot of text very quickly. So anyway, so let's try something. And so I mentioned recipes because I know that's an example that I liked playing with, just to like generate recipe ideas for this game I run. It's not relevant. So let's say, this is my favorite chocolate chip. I can't type favorite chocolate chip recipe. Say 2 cups of flour, and we say, all right, go. 1/3 cup of sugar, some salt, baking soda. Uh-oh, it's gone a little off the rails. Oh, maybe not. Preheat the oven to 375 in a large bowl, mix together the dry ingredients. In a small bowl, mix together the liquid ingredients. Pour the liquid ingredients into the dry ingredients and mix well. And you could think like, oh, it just like copy pasted this from something, right? So let's try something weirder. But I mean, even if it did, it understood. I mean, you could say, oh, you had the word recipe, right? Like Google could be as accurate, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe this isn't that impressive, but if you play around with it, you can easily find out that it's very impressive. So let me try something weirder. This is my Star Trek, The Next Generation fanfic, right? Captain Picard walked onto the bridge. To his surprise, no one was there. All right, generate more. Rushing to the helm, Picard discovered the helm was unoccupied, and the ship was drifting at a dangerous rate. Worried for the safety of his crew, he immediately tried to contact Starfleet, but couldn't get a response. He called into engineering, but the doors were sealed, and his attempts to get them failed as well. Captain, we appear to be on our own. Oh, is he talking to himself? May I suggest we return to the nearest port, Warp 5, as soon as possible? Ensign, I'll be in my place. So what happened? I mean, it went a little off the rails, but like, again, even if you're like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense, think about the fact that it knew that he could go to the helm, and the ship is drifting at a dangerous rate. There's ensigns, right? He tried to reach engineering, like all this shit. Like, this isn't something it copy-pasted from the internet. Like, we can change it a little. It can generate anything. You could say, fine, Commander Data went to 10 forward. I don't know if that's how you write this. 10 forward. A party was taking place, right? I mean, say anything you want and it's going to generate incredibly plausible text. He knew no one there, only that he needed to find something that belonged to his friend. He opened the door 10 forward and saw a group of 5 people around playing an ancient Klingon game of dice. Like, it does anything. Let's try something else. Like, here are, it's good to give a little bit of context, because otherwise it doesn't know what the hell you're talking about, right? So we can say, this is a Magic the Gathering card idea. Noisome whelp. 2 red creature. Go. Generate more for me. Human. That seems unlikely to me. Whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black zombie creature token with no mana cost. First strike. A. Why no mana cost for this card? Why 2R and something like 2GG? Answer. And then it went into like a question-answer thing? Noisome whelp has to have some way of making the card costless because it can't go to the graveyard and can't use the stack. There's a few options for this in Magic the Gathering, but again, like, it stopped making sense kind of soon if you know Magic the Gathering, but like, at the same time, this was all making sense. First strike should probably be listed before this, but like, whatever. Like, again, it's really good at this. It understands everything. Anything that people have ever talked about, it knows, and can improvise in this way. I mean, if we click generate text, I assume it's going to generate something different. When you put a card with additional X mana cost into your hand from among your graveyard hand library, where X is number, this got a little weirder. And then people are talking about it. Again, we're getting like weird analysis. I don't know. Okay, so I'm getting a little off the rails. What does this have to do with Copilot? Copilot has been trained on code specifically. GitHub, this is kind of, I think it's a great example of a company using something they have and creating something new out of it. They have taken all this open source code that they have easy access to. I mean, anyone could do this. You could scrape GitHub, but they've got immediate access. And they were like, hey, let's train this GPT technology. I think there's a GPT-3, so it's even better, right? Like the weird mistakes that this is doing, this is based on GPT-2. Now there's GPT-3, which is based on way more data and has more whatever it is that makes AI networks better. This is a field I know little about. And so you start typing something like this, a function, and it goes, oh, I know what kind of arguments you want. I know you have this type, and I know what properties are on it, and it generates code that is what you intended. It's crazy. And again, the more context you can give it like this, I've done a lot without writing any comments. Just knowing function names, I feel like it does an incredible job. So I thought I would demonstrate this because, I mean, A, it's just on my mind and I cannot stop thinking about it and I want to tell the world. And B, I know not a lot of people have access. Like a friend of mine signed up way before I did, and he's like, why did you get access first? I'm like, I don't know. Like I do have a lot of GitHub repositories. Like, is that why I've made merge requests on I have some level of that activity. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Whatever the reason, I got access, and I hope everyone gets access soon. And I don't know. It's crazy. So anyway, let's make a thing. So I want to make a Hangman game. I'll call it Hangman game. And then what is this? .NET new. I don't often. So here's one downside of Copilot. The IDEs that there are plugins for is very limited. VS Code is one of them. Also, by the way, if you're not a programmer and you didn't already dip out, maybe this is the time. I don't know. we're going into programming land. So anyway, it only supports VS Code, and there is an IntelliJ plugin apparently, and so I don't know much about the IntelliJ family of IDEs. I use PHP Storm and Rider, and I should just buy their whole collection, because why not? I don't think it costs that much more. But anyway, apparently it's specifically, I think the thing I saw said that IntelliJ itself is supported, and then most of the IntelliJ IDEs are probably supported, but they make no guarantees, but they do guarantee that it doesn't work for Rider. And Rider would be my #1 choice, because C# is, I don't know, it's one of my favorite languages. So anyway, I'm very familiar with Visual Studio and Rider, but VS Code I find unpleasant to do C# coding with. But that's like so anyway, so there's those limited options is all I'm saying if you want to play with Copilot. And I'm sure that's going to improve, right? I mean, IntelliJ, whatever, what's the name of the company? Why can't I think? I don't know. Observer Effect. Anyway, I'm sure they'll make it available for all their IDEs. It just takes a little bit of time. All right, sorry, this opened on the other monitor. Yes, I'm sure I trust this. It's going to whine about Git, doesn't matter. I like to do this, so I'm just going to do it. I like the nullable reference types. But here's the thing. This is AI completion, right? This isn't the normal IDE completion, this dark gray text. So it's already doing a nice job there. To be fair, I've done this a couple times, but it didn't know from the very first time. And I'm sure, you know, if it has scraped CS proj files on the internet, I'm sure it has encountered this. Uh-oh, didn't it say it needed something? I don't know. Okay, so let's start making a thing. And sorry, oh, I should try and zoom in. Can I make the text bigger? I should do that. Make the window a little bigger. And yeah, where's like text size? That's got to be a thing. I feel like I should do that for the sake of your eyeballs. Size, font size. Oh wait, I was like right there. Font size. Yes. Let's try, I don't know, 18. How's that look? Sure, that's probably good enough, right? Okay. You know what? Fine, I'll go full screen. I never run anything full screen. It's just not my way. So doing it is not natural to me, but this will give you the most viewing space possible. Okay, let's make a Hangman game. So I think the first thing to do is we need to pick a word to guess. So, and I will call it word to guess equals, that's interesting. So this is suggestion first is Hangman. And you can see, so you can ask for more, they haven't loaded yet, or you can say open this Copilot thing, Control Enter, which I need to remember, and it will give you all the things that it thought. This is an interesting suggestion. And to be fair, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, look, we barely have any code here, right? Like we call it Hangman game. It's interesting that it picked up on that. It's all like, where did pizza come from? I don't know. But anyway, it's about to get, I'm pretty sure, a lot more interesting. So I'm going to say, pick a word. Sure, that works. That was the AI suggestion. So let's say, not implemented. Okay, that's fair, but let's implement it. Okay, let's say possible words. Come on, AI. I believe in you. It's thinking. This little like spinning thing down here is it thinking. All right, here's a bunch of possible words. Interestingly, it appears to all be animals. Oh, it ended over here at grass and didn't quite finish. I have noticed that the code is truncated. Also, I'm surprised it didn't do it on multiple lines. Is there, what's like the keyboard shortcut again? I never use VS Code. What's, reformat? There's gotta be something for that, right? I don't know. I don't know what anything is. Where's keyboard shortcuts? Preferences, keyboard shortcuts. Reformat, is that what it would be called? Or auto format? Oh my God. This is like IDEs, I just don't know how to use them. And it would be like Control-Shift-L or something in Writer. Well, anyway. I'm surprised. When I've asked it, so it's generated lists of words for me before, and it has put in new lines. Let's try something else. Then if we don't like that suggestion, we're like, yeah, we don't like that suggestion. Let's try something else. We're going to say rainbow, xenon. That's a rude word to do in Hangman. Pikachu. All right, give me more suggestions. Marshmallow, sure. Candy, why not? Chocolate, ice cream. Oh, you've you made up your own thing. It's gone into a candy cane mode. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. It's made its own decisions here. We don't want candy themes. Let's try horse. I liked when you were doing that. Oh, but see now it's gonna think there's a theme there of like horse-like animals. Sure, unicorn, zebra, rhinoceros. Giraffe, elephant, lion. I mean, we knew it was happy to do that kind of thing before. House, apartment, palace. Okay, you got ideas based on that? Castle, hotel, motel, cabin, inn. I mean, this is interesting in and of itself, I feel like. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing a bunch of buildings that people live in, right? What other words might we like? Orange, white, red. What do you got for me, AI? I mean, right now we're just doing word picking, which is maybe less interesting, but like, again, like this, it understands this intent. Okay, let's go down here. This is what I would want, right? So this function, let's remind ourselves after writing all these silly words, we want to pick a word. A random number, sounds legit. I would like a random index for my possible word length, thank you. And I would like to return a possible word. And then also, no further suggestions, right? That's it. We had a return statement. That's what the intent of this function was. I mean, the fact that it's able to generate that is incredible to me. Knew to make a new random thing. And again, there must be code like this online, right? But there certainly weren't, I don't know, like knowing these related words. It was interesting how it got caught on its own little candy train of thought. But that's, I mean, and it's funny to me too, because if I think of how a human works, like that's something I would do too. I'd be like, oh, heart. Oh, sure, let's just do a bunch of organs, right? Brain, liver. And then you're like, okay, wait, I need to, you know, I need to try something else now. I think the computer's a little less good about trying something else now, but it's okay. It's a pair programmer, like they say, right? Where's that silly page? I've got a lot of windows open. Don't worry about it. Your AI pair programmer. It really does feel like working with someone, especially when it starts suggesting code like this. I did notice when I was doing my, well, let's just keep going. It doesn't matter. I don't think it knows link very well. I was noticing that. So interesting. It wants to make a new game using the word to guess. I mean, that's not unreasonable. I'm not going to be that OO. I'm just going to keep doing static things, which isn't how you should really program. maybe the AI knows that too. It's like, are we going to go into a game object yet? No, we're not going to do that AI. I'm just going to keep going here with static methods. So let's, what do we need to do? We're going to need a list of like guessed letters, which we'll initialize to, oh, why isn't it not like that? Is assigned its value is never used. Oh, that's fine. Number of guesses. Ooh, that's right. But I think instead of number of guesses, we want like guesses remaining. Sure. The AI suggests 6. I don't know if that's legit Hangman rules, but we'll do it. Oh my God. Okay, I actually wasn't expecting a thing already. So you have guesses remaining. Available letters. Get available letters. Passing in the list of guessed letters. Please guess a letter. If the word to guess contains the guess, then good guess. Oops, that letter is not in my word. Oh my God. Or if is word guessed, what? Okay, I mean, okay, I mean, this is incredible, right? Like, this is the sort of shit that this thing can do. And it blows my mind. It wrote the whole structure of my application. And even if you're like, yeah, but that's not how I want, like, it can't read my brain, right? But it read it really well, and I can just come in here. Like, it got some things wrong. Like, even if it doesn't contain the guest letter, I need to add the guest letter. Oh, sorry, I'm getting messages on Steam. I think it records those noises, so sorry, you can hear some Steam noises. I think a friend is sending me pictures from a thing we all did yesterday. Anyway, so the letters guessed should be included whether or not the word contained the guess, right? So things like that, but that's okay. We can fix that. Like, I'm not going to fault it for getting one thing wrong out of like the fact that it almost wrote the entire game for me, a Hangman game. Like, it's ridiculous. Guessed letters. Okay, so I should good guess. This is interesting too. I don't think I want whatever this is. Also, it's interesting it's using string interpolation, right, from C#. I don't think C# is technically one of the supported languages. If you go to the Copilot website, all of their examples are like Python, yeah, TypeScript. I like TypeScript. I don't know any Python. JavaScript, but there's never any C# in here. I mean, TypeScript is very similar to C#. Yeah, lots of Ruby. Ruby, I thought people were done caring about Ruby. Whatever. I don't know. Ruby is really weird. I don't know. I tried it. I wasn't super into it, but I know people love their Ruby and Ruby on Rails. And I should learn Python because that's where all the fun AI stuff is happening. Anyway, and when you look at the IntelliJ plugins, besides the fact that Rider isn't technically supported, they mention like a short list of languages that they say it's like these are what are really good at, and C# isn't among them. And yet it seems really good. Like, again, it knows the string interpolation, like everything. So I thought read line, what is the type here? String question mark. I would like to trim the input, I guess. Well, you have to guess a letter. Too lower. Yeah, that's a good suggestion too. Also, I want the first. Can you do that? First or default? Ah. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong way to... for some reason, I'm thinking enter to accept the suggestion, but it's tab. String does not contain first or default. Oh, this is another thing that drives me crazy about VS Code, is it's really bad. Like, I can't figure out the alt-enter. That's what I would do, is to auto-add references, but whatever, it's not working. Okay, so this should now be a character, right? Struct. T is a character. Yeah, okay. Readline trim to lower first or default. Or null. I mean, it should be character or null. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, wait. Did it say something about null? Represents a value that can be assigned null. T struct, T is char. Weird. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't just say like char question. I'm going to do that because that makes more sense to me, but whatever. Okay, anyway, okay, guess letter, add the guess. If it's not null, so this is something else I need. I need like, let's do something else. I do want to read a line, but I want like a while loop here. Let's do while true. See if it can guess what I want to do. Read line. If the guess length isn't 1, please enter a single letter. You already guessed that letter. If not is a letter. Okay, so this is really good too. Okay. Again, it puts that together. Like as soon as I put a while loop, it was like, oh, I see what you want, right? Like that, it blows my mind. It's so crazy that it can do this. Okay, it doesn't properly know that that can be, or sorry, it's a string nullable string, right? So I guess we can say if the length, does that work? Yeah, if the length isn't 1, because null isn't 1 either. Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then there needs to be an isLetter function. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these functions for now. I don't know if all this code is correct, but like, again, it's already doing so much, it's blowing my mind. Get guessed word. Get guessed word. Oh, I see. That letter is not in my word. Yeah, hold on. I don't know that I like about that. Or sorry, I don't think I like that. Good guess. And then we can just say, oops, that's not in my word. Congratulations, you won. And then we return. Yep, that makes sense. But we want to render at the top, like, here we go, available, you have this many remaining. Here's available letters. Okay, we want like I don't know, draw Hangman with guesses remaining. We can. Is it going to be able to auto-fill that in? I don't know what it's going to do. But I also want to like display the word or something. Yeah, word to guess and the guess letters. Yeah. Okay. Get available letters based on your guessed letters. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, what is it going to do? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. Okay, AI, what do you got for me? Didn't have anything. Let me go to the bottom. I feel like it usually does better when you're at the end for some reason. Get available letters. Available letters are these letters. For each letter in the guessed letter, replace it with an empty. I mean, that's an interesting way to do it. I see, and this is where I'm like, shouldn't you use link instead? Like, we've got link. Link will do this for us. Let's try something. So if we say return A, B, C, D, E, F, let's just copy this. Where? Let's see if it will. Where letter doesn't equal the guessed letter, and then do an aggregate to append them all. Starting with an empty string, current letter. Yeah, I mean, right? I think that's right. I think that'll do it. I don't know why link, it doesn't think to do link first. I don't like, this looks insane. Let's do where this stuff, aggregate. Okay, that looks slightly better. 2 lower, that's okay, we don't need the 2 lower. Right, I think that's correct. Where the guessed letters doesn't contain it. And then what does that give you as a result? A collection of characters, so you aggregate them together. I mean, I think we could have done string join, but that's fine. That's fine. I mean, that does great. Okay, thank you, AI. You've done a wonderful job. What else we got? Thinking. Draw Hangman. How does it know how to draw Hangman? Okay, this is when it does this stuff where I'm like, do I need to Google this? I think is it stuck? Oh no. Break. Case 3. Oh my god. I have not tried anything like this before. I didn't think it was going to be capable of drawing a picture. One leg? What? Can you see why this is incredible? And like, I feel like programming is forever changed. Oops, case 0. Sorry, case 0. What did you add for 0? Okay, it doesn't have any further suggestions. I wish it would suggest the closing brace. What changed for 0? I can't believe it knew how to do this. This has to be this has to be on the internet, right? I just don't know how to search for this, because sometimes when I was trying to do the so the game I was trying to make earlier that kind of got off the rails because it was way too long. And is this the right number of pipe symbols? This is ridiculous. Okay, but I had it generate a word list. I was doing a monster fighting game, like a super simple. You can't even call it an RPG, right? It's just fight the next monster, go to the shop. Whatever. What is over here? Open editors. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted by VS Code. And I asked it for a list of adjectives to give to treasures, like a random word to prefix it on a treasure name, and it generates this whole list. And that I was like, wow, you were able to generate a list. They're all adjectives. I didn't think you were going to be able to do that. And that was the most impressive content generation that I had encountered. Now seeing this, I guess if you have 0, we do want to see the exact thing again, but let's do it that way. Anyway, I can't believe it does this. I can't believe it. I'm just gonna, this is crazy. Okay, let's go to the next thing. This function's getting long. I mean, this whole class is getting too long, right? But it's fine. Display word. To char away. Oh, okay, word to display. We make a character array. VS Code doesn't necessarily know how to indent. Word to guess is a string. Make it a character array. Select all the letters. The guess letter has then the letter else and underscore. Yeah, makes sense. Then append it using aggregate again, which is I would never have thought to have used aggregate. I would have done string join or something, but right? Because can't you just give it an empty character? I don't know. Anyway, incredible. Okay, that'll display the word. What else we got? I don't remember. Is a letter. Char is letter. Wait, really? That's a built-in function? Indicates whether the specified Unicode character is categorized as a Unicode letter. I honestly had no idea that that was a function in C#. I was like, I'm going to have to make that a character extension, but I guess that's a function. Okay, great. I learned something new from my AI Copilot pair programmer. The name guest does not exist in the current context. Ooh, you're right. Wait, if word to guess contains... Oh, but we moved that up here. Wait, you've already guessed that letter. Oh, we didn't. Okay, so I should pull this out of the loop. I guess this equals null. Oops, sorry. Null. Nope. And, oh my god. Again, with it not being good at, Okay. Also, I think I do want to... Let's trim and let's to lower. The length isn't 1. Okay, what's missing? Is word guessed. All right, let's see if it can write the is word guessed function for us. Again, the fact it knows that those methods aren't there. I don't know if that's something that... I'm really curious to know what did GitHub, what did the developers have to do? Did they make it look at undeclared functions and kind of make that a priority, or, I don't know. If all, I mean, I guess, let's just try running this. I don't even know. I don't know what to think anymore. I guess it's done. Run and debug. Wait, generate C# asset for build. Okay, it did ask me about that once and was like, hey, I need to do this. I don't know how to interact with the projects in this terminal that it opens up either. Yeah, and also that looks dumb. So let's stop, and I'm just gonna open the directory and navigate there myself. Oh wait, I already have PowerShell open. Yeah, here we go. Was it bin, debug? I don't know why I always use ls, I swear. All right, Hangman. Available letters. Guess a letter. Okay, A. Oops, that letter's not in my word. You have 5 guesses remaining. S. Uh-oh. R? Oh no, both arms appear at once? I didn't know that. You have 3 guesses remaining. 3, really? T. Ooh. Good guess. You have 3 guesses remaining. All right. I don't remember what word I would have done that had 2 T's in it. Is it letter? No, because there was no E. Uh-oh. I don't remember. R? You've already guessed that letter. Oh. Excuse me. M? One guess remaining. N. Oh, that was a good guess. B? No. I? Oops, that letter's not in my word. And then my game was over. I have 0 guesses remaining. What was the word? Now I want to know. Like, it was correct, right? Something with 2 T's? Wait, was it just letter? Was the word letter? Cotton. Was it cotton? Yeah, it was cotton. Okay, good to know. I wanted to make sure that it was like doing it right. I cannot believe that it made the Hangman image for me. That is so weird. How many other graphics can it make? Like, and it did it in ASCII. I mean, this has been done before, presumably. Okay, I just want to try something out. Let's just, okay, like I should feel like I should close it. How long has this video been? 30 minutes? Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna be like, draw animal drawer, animal renderer, let's say. I just want to see what else it can, like, does it know how to draw other shit? You know what I mean? Like, Hangman game, public, yep, that will do. Render animal. Let's do like string animal, and then we'll just do like, you know, if animal equals, I like giraffes before, right? Then do render giraffe. All right, give me more. If it's a penguin, it's thinking. Oh my God, penguin, elephant, tiger, it will draw all these things. Sure. Else we're gonna throw, let's just let it complete. Invalid animal. All right, let's define a function. What do you got for me? It's thinking. Oh, it doesn't know. Is this too much? Also, I worry that it's like, it doesn't know that we're doing console. I would kind of worry. Let's do a stream. We'll give it like a, isn't that a thing? Using system IO. I want to give it a stream to write to. Is there like a text, maybe a text writer? Yeah. Okay. And you need to know the writer. Let's get rid of all this now. Okay, let's see what else. Else of penguin, yep. And I'm pretty sure it's going to know here. It's going to know to include my writer variable. It's thinking. Oh, no, this is going slow. Sure, right? Again, it's so interesting that it's smart enough to know that. Okay, and then else will throw new. Is the AI not? There we go. Invalid animal name. Yeah, argument exception. That's the right kind of exception too. Okay. Go AI, go. Didn't do anything. Okay, private void do render giraffe. Here's a text writer. I believe in you, AI. Do you know how to draw an ASCII giraffe? Maybe I've put too many things. Maybe, I mean, you know, maybe this is what Hangman. Let's call it render ASCII giraffe. Let's try just one function. I worry that all that other stuff was confusing it. Maybe we've hit the limit of what the AI can do. Maybe it has seen enough people do Hangman. Let's do, what's something that's, what's an animal? You know what, a penguin is a good choice because I bet there's, because of Linux, right? There's probably lots of ASCII penguins online. Oh, it's not thinking. So there's a little icon in the lower right down here. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Do you know what I want? Render ASCII penguin. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this was too much to ask. Okay, let me try one other thing. Maybe the text writer is a worse idea. What if we do... sorry, I just didn't get the mouse. What if instead I do console write line? Okay, I'll do that. What do you got for me? Penguin. That's, ooh! What? What's happening? Also, why is console not here? Oh, because I didn't use system. AI, what are you doing? Okay, let me try. Here, what if I... No. I mean, this was interesting what you did here. What if I now... Let me do a little bit and see if you can figure out what to do from here. I want it to have the little out arms. It should have some arms that go out, and it should have, like, shouldn't it have the tummy, maybe? Oops. Oh, and I'm going to have to make these be backslashes or whatever. Okay, let's see. Okay, yep, go back in. I mean, that is not a penguin, but we have drawn something. I want to see what this application does. Let me go back to program. And I'm just going to do something kind of silly. We'll do new animal renderer. Render, and penguin is the only good one, right? I just want to see what this looks like. Like, what did it do? Sorry, I didn't spell penguin right. Okay, this, I think, should be fine to run and look at the console output. Well, no, because it's going to take all those repeated lines and be like, there were 3 in a row. No, it didn't. I mean, this is not a penguin. It's interesting that it closed it back up on its own. And this is like, I don't know what penguin is. I'm just going to write penguin. Okay, I promised I was going to be done, but I'm not. I'm going to try one more animal and see if it can... Oh, God, I'm clicking the wrong things. I want to try one more thing. Else if animal equals horse. Can you guess AI? Do render an ASCII horse. I don't know how that got all wacky. Please don't learn from that penguin how you think horses should be drawn, but we'll see what happens. No, that's not what horses look like. Let me see if I can find online. What happens if I find an ASCII horse? This is the wrong, let me get this. ASCII penguin. I don't think this is gonna help, honestly. That's a cute penguin. All right, I'm gonna have that off on the other monitor, and I'm gonna try and make that penguin. So it looks like 1, 2, 3 spaces and a couple of these. Right line. I don't think this is going to work. Whoa, it's doing something, though, which is interesting. Do you think it will... Oh. And then it's like a dash and a period. Okay. That's not what I kind of want to see what it's going to do from here now. Is that a penguin? That's not a horse. Okay, but let's start with this. And let me find now ASCII horse. Sorry, this is on the other monitor, but you know this thing's taking up the full screen. I'll just look for a simple ASCII horse. Ooh, that horse looks good. It's reversed of how I would like, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try and reverse it in my mind. Well, I don't have to. I can just leave it as it is. Okay, right line. Oh, but that's so many. Never mind, I am. Okay, so this, 1, 2, this. Oops, I need this in quotes. Up here, sorry, there was, yep. Okay, I'm gonna try and write just a little more of this, and then I'll see, it's this, 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 this. Oh, fuck, right, I need, like, double. And then 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay, let's see what actually here, let's just see what the AI suggests. No, that's not a horse anymore. Let me try one more line of horse. I mean, there's no way it's gonna know, right? I don't know. But it's just so fascinating to me. I don't know, I can't stop trying this stuff. It's something like that, and then a semicolon makes its tail. Okay. How would you finish this horse? It finished it that way. Okay, I don't think that's going to be right, but let's render a couple animals. So var animal renderer equals. Do you know what I want? Yep, thank you. Render the penguin. It's an interesting failing in that case. Like, all right, and then render the horse. Yeah. It was going to figure that out. Okay, let's try this again. And then I'm done for real. I want to see how it finished that penguin and horse based on what I tried to tell it. Okay, so it's not so good at art. You know, and it's been trained on code, not ASCII art. That's okay. I mean, this isn't the worst thing. Well, looks kind of weird. So anyway, sorry, the ASCII horse was this one, which I thought looked pretty cool. But I was trying to flip it, and I may have done it badly. But I didn't want to draw the whole cart, you know. And then it's like, dude, I'm not doing this ASCII. This isn't what I'm going to try and draw. Oh my god, and it's animated. I mean, you know, someone used a tool to make that. Anyway, that's Copilot. It's, I mean, again, just like to take a step back and kind of summarize, it wrote the body of this. And yeah, I went back and said, oh, I want a while loop, but then it wrote that. Like, it wrote all this code, right? I didn't change this. I think I put a question mark in here because I didn't know that that was going to be nullable or whatever. It wrote tons of this, right? It wrote these. I can't believe it wrote this. I seriously, I haven't tried this. I didn't know it was going to do that. That boggles my mind. That's why we went on this whole picture side adventure. It tries to rewrite link functions. I've noticed that a couple times. It doesn't seem to want to use link. It tricked me last time. It tried to make a function that was like going over a list of objects and finding one where the name matches. I mean, that's an easy link statement, but it was like, oh, let's do try, you know, get item, passing in a name and using an out variable. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I wouldn't have thought of that. That seems reasonable, AI. And then afterwards I was like, wait, you tricked me. We just used link. This method already exists. But it knew how to write that method and it wrote it perfectly. So like, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. You should try it out. Oh, sorry, I already have this window open. If you just want to play around with text generation, have fun with these GPT-2 things. Creature horror. As an action, each player chooses a target creature and has it become the target of an enchantment or creature spell that no other... What? Okay, it got a little off the rails. And again, what? Nasty is an excellent candidate. For example, if you have Bramble Crush in your hand and cast Nasty on it... I don't know. GPT is an incredible technology. This is GPT-2, trained on text. All the text of the internet. This is GPT-3, trained on just code. More powerful, narrower scope. And it's incredible. And I am really curious to see where people take this technology in the future. But I seriously can't imagine programming without this now. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but I feel like my programming life is forever changed. I'm really sad knowing I won't be able to use this at work. So when you can just go and find the plugin for VS Code, but you have to sign in with a GitHub account. So I assume they're checking that you've actually been invited. But the reason I say I won't be able to use it at work, and you might not be able to either, is that it sends code up to their servers. I mean, that's what we're waiting on here. They haven't given us the whole neural network, which is too bad. But I'm sure there's good reasons why they don't want to. Then they can't make money in the future, which I'm sure is going to be the goal. Right? I mean, it's capitalism. They're going to make money off of it. But anyway, you have to send all the code to their servers. And so I can imagine a lot of works would not be comfortable, right, with that in the terms of service, no matter how much they say it's anonymized and whatever else, you know, and they super promise they don't store it. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to talk to my boss about it, but I'm pretty sure he's going to say no. Don't use that at work anymore. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't have anything else to say. I hope this was interesting. I probably won't make another YouTube video for a year or something, so I wouldn't feel obligated to smash that like button or subscribe or do the bell. You don't need to do any of that nonsense. Don't even worry about it. I hope this is interesting. Goodbye.